Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joey or Rowan, and I thought I'd follow up my other videos with a simple, basic, but quite effective little alternate version on a candles and herbs spell. And this is a spell, I think I'll call it either goddess spell or giving back to the goddess spell. It's that sort of theme and theory. I talked on the video about spellwork about we should give back to the universe, and particularly when the universe is in times of need and our world is suffering. So, for example, the trouble with the Russian, is it meteors or asteroids? I'm not quite sure whichever, the ones that hit Russia and caused a lot of fear and that sort of thing in Russia, as well as damage, presumably. I haven't seen any pictures of the damage yet. But that's one such scenario, but the world is full of people who need help and blessings. When the tsunami hit, or the earthquake situations that happened in Japan, and all, the very least we can do is send healing energies out to people in need, and as well to heal Mother Earth, heal the planet, give something back, something selfless. So this is what this spell is based around. Okay, now first and foremost I'm going to use a white candle. For healing you could also use a blue candle. If you were healing the earth specifically, maybe a green or a brown candle if you so felt the desire. If you were cleansing out negativity out of a certain situation of people or whatever, you could use black, but white is a multi-purpose colour, and it's a goddess colour as well, so I don't think you're going to be able to see, but let's see if I can. Right, I'm going to pop this on my cauldron and see if you can see or not. Probably not, because you can almost see here, if you squint a bit, that I've carved the goddess holding the moon on one side, and on the other side you can't see it all. I've carved a triple goddess, and it's just carved into the wax. So it's just symbols of divinity, of spirit. You can do that with a special device for that purpose, or you could use a nail or something. Now, I'm going to prop it up in this bowl. You don't need a bowl to pop it in, you could have it in a heat-proof surface, or whatever, just somewhere safe, but it sits quite nicely in here, so that's why it's in there. And then, what I then do is, I have picked herbs, which I will then create a base within. This, by the way, is a shot glass. You could use a tea light holder, you could use a votive holder, you could use anything with sides, So I always start off with salt. And I start off with salt for purification purposes, to keep the rest of the spell purified. And then I went through my herbs cabinet, my witchy drawer. I should maybe show my witchy drawer at some point, it's getting quite impressive. The gnome even commented that it's getting quite impressive. Not sure that he was amused, but I'm amused. So I picked out the herbs that called to me, and this is a question I did receive the other day, and I tend to know now more or less the magical properties of herbs, and obviously quite often when you're working with magical herbs you'll find them slightly different perhaps than you read or in books. However, rose petals is a fairly safe bet for a herb of love. And as you're putting your rose petals in, you want to focus on where that love energy wants to go, because you're basically filling this spell to give back to the earth, back to the goddess, back to the people in need. So as you are putting this in, your focus is on giving love back to the goddess, your love for the goddess, your love for this path, for the planet, for nature, and filling your energy, your herbs with that energy, and filling that energy with that loving vibration, I think is the right way of putting it. So next up, I'm going to place lavender. I frequently use lavender in my peace and love and healing spells because it is such a peaceful herb. A lot of us sort of associate it with that sort of sleep and meditative state of sleep and restfulness, being well rested and feeling better, and it's that sort of energy I want to draw into the giving back to the goddess spell. I want the earth to feel at peace and the people to feel more peaceful and have their stress taken from them. Now, next I'm going to put another peaceful herb in, although it has another utilisation, which is chamomile. Or chamomile, I think it depends on where you're from, I guess. Chamomile, just rub it in between your fingers for the larger bits. Like so. I'm thinking about it, and I might just grab some frankincense. So I'll just show you the top-down view of that while I stretch up over here and find the frankincense. It should be at the front. Yes, it should be, because normally it won't be. There it is. Ooh. I got some frankincense, so there. That's how these things go quite frequently. Okay, so let's pop that in next, seeing as I was so determined to have it. Frankincense is a huge purifier, obviously. It's probably the main purifier. Do I have some crushed up? Yeah. They're a bit smaller. Maiden, mother, crone, maiden, mother, crone, maiden, mother, crone by 3 by 3. Okay, and frankincense is a huge purifier. It has a beautiful angelic resonance and really drives home that feeling of goodness, of gentleness, of benefiting the world and giving back to the goddess. So we have 2 more herbs to go in, and the next one is going to be red sandalwood. Now, red sandalwood can be used in a multitude of ways, but for this it's love and purification, purified love in a peaceful and pure sense rather than in a lover sense. And finally I'm going to add elderberries for the goddess. I use elderberries in pure, simple goddess worship, basically. That's what these berries are to me. They are goddess berries. Now they're going to fly all over the night. There we go. Now it looks nice as well. Now you can leave it like this, or you can get your little, this is my little new best friend, which is this little chopsticky thing. I think I might keep it up here, it's ever so useful. And just stir it. I'm stirring anti-clockwise, and the reason I'm stirring anti-clockwise is to banish negativity The herbs are there to give back to the goddess, to heal the planet, to heal those people in fear and need. We'll focus this on Russia, I guess, because that's the most recent state of affairs. Okay. You then may or may not want to imbue that with more energy. It's entirely up to you. And if you do, you would hold your projecting hand over the top, push your power in, imagine it glowing white, however you do your visualization of energy. And then you take your candle. Now, if you want to anoint this with an oil, you can do, but you don't have to. And this might be interesting with the video camera. Okay. Here you go, video camera. You sit here on it. Voila. You push the white candle in. And it will sit. And that's the wonderful thing about these shot glasses, they're a perfect size. And if you want to put a bit more herbs in, just to balance out, maybe. Just to make sure it's upright. Like so. So then you light your candle. And you can meditate on the message. So let's light the candle. And then you would invoke the energies, the goddess energies of what you wanted the spell to be for. Again, you're just reaffirming it, and this would make the third time you have affirmed it. And I believe in doing everything 3 times for the triple goddess. So you've affirmed it once in your choice of herbs. You've affirmed it a second time with what you've done with your candle, and then you affirm it a third time with your words. So I'm going to make something up on the spot. So, power of the goddess, mother to us all, hear me, your daughter. Hear my call. I send this energy out into the world that is yours and mine, and ask you to send healing energies to those who have suffered. Those who the meteor struck fear into their hearts, send loving energy to soothe them. Heal the land. Heal us. Hand in hand, arm in arm, with our most blessed goddess. Blessed be. Then you can sit in front of your spell and meditate on it, sort of reinforce sending those energies to those people who are in need, or just to healing the earth, or healing us in general, or just giving back to the goddess. If you were doing this as an offering to the goddess, you could just fill it with your typical offering herbs. If you worked with a specific goddess, they will have specific herbs which you know please them. Fill them up. Fill the candle with your energies for the goddess. You can pick the candle depending on your goddess as well. So purple would be a very good colour for spirit divinity. Oh, excuse me, in general. And then different goddesses prefer different colour candles. The Morrigan likes red candles, black candles, and purple candles. But then again, white is a universal goddess colour as well, as is silver, and they would work perfectly well. It's whatever you feel most comfortable with. So this is just a simple but beautiful offering back in the love and light of the goddess. And I think it's important to show, just so, this is such a simple thing to do. You could just fill the thing with salt if you wanted, salt and a candle, and that would be the simplest, easiest thing in the world to do. And it's just taking time to use magic, use spell work, to give back to the universe, to give back to the world that we live in, and to think of others, not just ourselves. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give this a go, because it's so easy, it's so simple. Many blessings.